sentences pertaining to modal. Essential information for festival visitors. We can make use of the following modal words when it comes to instructions or rules or things that are needed to be done. So, for example, we have here your festival wristband should be worn at all times. There's also cash machines can be found by the main stage. And then glass bottles must not be brought onto the festival site. So we have here for A, B, and C. As you can see in there, we've got the words should, can, and also must not. Okay, here are some given rules when it comes to this kind of passive modal. For number one, activity number 5, right here, we form the modal passive with A. So for activity 5, please underline this one there on your book. For first given rule, we form the modal passive with a past participle. And then for number 2, we have here, we often use the modal passive for official notices. So please underline these two for activity number 5, and then we're gonna go over to some other examples. So here, okay, so let's go over with can, should, and then must not. So in this kind of modal passives, we have here, again, first given rule, we form the modal passive with a past participle. So given there and examples are found, worn, and then brought. Another thing we have here is we often use the modal passive for official notices. So here are some of the examples when it comes to notices. Aside from notices, this one comes with rules as well or some other instructions. Now let's go over first with the following given here. First off is cash machines can be found by the main stage. So as you can see, we've got here the usage of can, an example of modal verb, and also don't forget that there's be verb for that one, and then plus past participle. So the phrase comes with can be found. Another thing is for the word should, the same thing. Your festival wristband should be worn at all times. And then for the third one, glass bottles must not be brought onto the festival site. So for these following sentences, they come with modal words can, should, and also mustn't. plus the word be. And the last thing is for the past participle. So we have found, worn, and then brought. We'll try to give some other examples here. So something like this. First given one is you can find cash machines by the main stage. So in this kind of sentence, we've got cash machine being highlighted as the object. But when it comes to the passive term, this one becomes a subject. And then we also have here the can be found by the main stage. Again, don't forget that we're going to make use of past participle. So when it comes to passive term, the object here becomes the subject for the passive. Then for number two, we have you should wear your festival wristband at all times. So in this given example sentence, we have festival wristband as the object. But when it comes to the passive form, this one becomes the subject, and there is the usage of should be worn. So we have worn as past participle of the word wear. And then number three, you mustn't bring glass bottles onto the festival site. So we have here another thing. Subject is the glass bottles, and then we have mustn't be brought. Can be found, should be worn, and then mustn't be brought. We'll try to have another example. So we have here one, two, and three using can, should, and then mustn't. Now I want you to have an example modal passive form of these three here. So we have you can buy souvenirs before and after the festival. We also have you should turn off your phone during a meeting, and then you mustn't forget your passport. How would you have this in a passive form of sentence? Okay, now Quinn, please try number one. And then Hing Win, please try number two. And then Trami, please try number three. Mm. Yeah. All right. Okay, now Quinn, just one correction. The verb that you're gonna use for buy, because we're gonna have past participle, can be bought. Okay, the word is bought. So just one. Souvenirs can be bought before and after the festival. So yeah, that's correct. The idea is correct. So thank you so much. So here is the answer. Souvenirs can be bought before and after the festival. There is a change in the verb in terms of this kind of passive term. The word buy becomes bought. And then we have can be bought in a sentence. Thank you. Let's try number two. Let's try this one out. Hingwin.
Your phone, uh, your phone should be turned off during the meeting.
All right, thank you. Your phone should be turned off during a meeting. Okay, so we have here the verb which is turned off. So we have the sentence, your phone should be turned off during a meeting. All right, thank you. How about number three? Trami,
Passport must not be forgot.
passport. Okay, so for the verb itself, because it's forget, so in a past participle, this one becomes forgotten. So passport must not be forgotten. So here is the sentence, that one. All right, one more time. For number one, the verb in there is buy. So in a past participle, this one becomes bought. And then number two, turn off becomes turned off. And then number three, the verb which is forget becomes forgotten. So here is the sentence. So again, these are some of the examples. We'll try to go over with another one here. Okay. Perfect. Because you're four here. So I will give each one of you to complete each given incomplete phrases or sentences. So we have Lei Qing. You will complete number one. Ngọc Nguyen, I don't know. Ting Nguyen, number two. Trami, number three. And then number four, Ngọc Nguyen. Again, number one, please complete this Lei Qing. Number two, Hing Nguyen. Three, Trami. And then number four is Ngọc Nguyen. So what you're going to do here is to complete the given with its correct phrase with passive. So we have rubbish must not be. So you're going to complete that one with another term pertaining to past participle. Food can be, and then we also have must be and then should be. So after this word be, past participle of the verb. So try completing the ones given to you. Okay, from Ngapwen, cars should be washed every week. Okay, all right. So we have the phrase should be washed. That's correct usage of past participle. Okay, thank you for this one, Ngapwen. Another sentence. How about number one? Rubbish mustn't be blank. Do you have number one now, Lei Quing? All right. Rubbish mustn't be left in house for too long. Mustn't be left. Okay, thank you, Lei Quing. Another one is food can be spoiled if not stored well. Thank you, Hingwin. Can be spoiled. Yeah, that's correct. And last one, Chami, number three. Children under 12 must be with adults. Okay, all right. So the ones you've given are examples of actually notices. Okay, these are also another terms when it comes to notices. So we have children under 12 must be with adults. Food can be spoiled if not stored well. Rubbish mustn't be left in house for too long. And cars should be washed every week. All right, thank you very much. Now, this time, please try activity number 6. Okay, please go over to activity 6 and then write these festival rules for 1 up to 4. So an example there is this. Lockers can be rented for storing valuable items. So we have the phrase can be rented. So what do you think is for 1, 2, 3, and 4? We have must, we have can, um, should not, and also must. You're finished? Let's try to answer this one here. Hingwin, can you please try number one? And then try also number two, Trami. Then please try number three, Lei Quing. And then number four, Ngao Quinn. Oh, okay. Belongings. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Number four, all belongings must be removed on leaving the campsite. Okay. How about number one? Do you have it?
Number
Hingwin? Yes. Okay.
the number one,
Mm.
toys and washroom must be clean after use.
Left. Must be left.
Left,
Yeah.
yes, left.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Number one again. Toilets and washrooms must be left clean after use. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Here's number two. Mobile phones. Again, wait. Mobile phones can be recharged at the festival office. Okay, that's correct. And then number three, pets shouldn't be brought to the festival. Okay, pets shouldn't be brought to the festival. That's correct. And then number four, again, all belongings must be removed on leaving the campsite. Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. Those are the correct answers from activity number six. Okay, so wait first. All right, so again, everyone, those are some of the examples of modal passives in sentences. So they normally or usually pertains to notices, rules, or some other instructions. So in this kind of text, the modal passives are being used for notices when it comes to a festival. So some other notices when it comes to events in big places. So those are the examples of the notices with modal passives: can, should, and also mustn't. What we're going to have next is I want you to have the last part, which is the writing. In the writing part, I'm going to give you an example for this. But first, let's go over first with this one. You're going to have your own festival. So this kind of writing comes with where will it be in your festival? How long will it be? What kind of music will you have? And then what festival rules will you have? So that's for the writing part. I'm going to let you have the example here as a reference. Okay, here. Okay, this one is an example of the writing part that we're gonna do this time. So again, first one is you're gonna have it for where. I have here an outdoor activity or event. So we have outdoor. And then how long will it be? So I am having here for a week. And then what kind of music will you have? So example here is electronic music. And then festival rules, we've got three here. The rules given here are examples. Pets shouldn't be brought to the festival. Rubbish bins can be found near the entrance, and then festival wristbands must be worn at all times. Okay, so please take your time doing the writing, and then whenever you're done, you can send it to me. You can put it here, or you can send it in Zalo in our group, and then we'll take our time for this one. So please go over to the writing part. And yes, okay, I'll be checking your answers whenever you're finished. So here is for the writing. You can follow with the example, and don't forget to follow also the instructions. Don't forget also the notices. You can just write two or three notices for your own festival.